How's it going, everybody? Yes, sir. Pleasure to be here.
What's going on? You're muted, dude.
It doesn't matter. You know what? I didn't say anything super important. They didn't miss much.
You literally just linked my stream and then just kind of.
It's fine. Look, it's fine. Me plugging your stream, not important. It's fine. So yeah. Fuck. I gotta do everything all over again. A couple people from Azure Guard here this evening. And one of them is the wonderful guild leader named Hollowlung. You already said hi, so I'm not gonna make you do that again. The other person is Colal. He's Colal in game. He's Trout Jerky on Twitch. Some of you might know him, some of you might not, but you should follow his stream because it's one of the streams I actually enjoy watching. And you probably would too. Oh, that's the nice thing. That's my nice thing for you for the evening. So enjoy
That's
it.
all you get.
That's all you're getting.
I'll take it.
It's good. How long?
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna start with you. I know you're a little busy, but just do the best you can. For the people here who might not have any idea who you are, can you tell us who you are?
Leader of Azure Guard. The officers in the guild, along with me, basically keep things running.
How long have you been the leader of Azure Guard?
Last 6 months or so.
How's it going? How you like being the leader of a guild? Not a small guild either. I mean, you guys got some numbers to you.
Yeah, we've been growing a little bit lately and pulling off some pretty cool encounters. It's always exciting when we get those big wins.
Do you get bonus DKP for having to manage all those extra egos? Like if there's more than 40 people at a raid, you get 1.5 times DKP for each additional member that you have to deal with?
As a monk, I wish that were true.
Is that corruption? Maybe I'd be a bad guild leader. I don't know, but I feel like that should be a thing. We were talking a little bit about it, but I feel like I should get bonus DKP for having all the guides that I deal with. Because, let me tell you, some of them are very, very fragile, sensitive people. They have feelings and emotions, and you can hurt them. It's not unlike leading a guild, but, it's just... My thing is on a much smaller scale.
A lot of different personalities involved in running a guild.
So, on to probably the most important question of the evening. What do I have to do to get added to the Azure Guard DKP site? Because I'm at a lot of raids. I have very high raid attendance, and
we might be able to work something out.
I feel like I should be able to start bidding on loot. If you guys are going to be killing things, I should be able to bid on those trinkets that they drop.
Yeah.
I think that's fair.
I'm not opposed to you joining the guild, Sirken.
I mean, you don't know. Maybe you shut up. Maybe I'm already in the guild. You don't even know.
That could be too.
I mean, according to some crazy tinfoil neckbeards on the server, half the staff is in Azure Guard. I heard for a good while that Bracknar was the leader of Azure Guard. So I don't know if he was supposedly the leader before you, or if supposedly you are Bracknar. But that has definitely been a long-standing piece of tinfoil on the server. That,
I've never heard that before.
When you're not leading Azure Guard, you're busy banning people for RMT. All right, secrets. Fuck.
Keep those things on the down low, man.
My bad. I let the cat out. So I know you told me off stream, but you said you've always been in Azure Guard, huh?
Yep. Started back in 2012. Played for, I think it was about a year and a half, and then I took a year off, came back and joined right back in. I mean, I guess I never left the guild. When I joined back in, I was still an officer on all my characters. They demoted me on all my characters, and then
Rude.
I worked my way back up to being the leader.
Well, that's good. That's good. Are you happy about being the leader?
I am. I enjoy the people that are in the guild, and with all the officers that do all the work that they do, it's not as bad as it could be, for sure.
Well, that's good. I mean, realistically, a leader is only going to be as good as the officers they surround themselves with.
Exactly.
Some guild leaders like to surround themselves with just yes men who will agree to with everything they say and kiss their ass and praise them and brown nose them.
But, yeah, it's definitely not the case here.
Right. I mean, while
everybody
that
puts in their
good,
2 cents, and you know, they we've got the tactician, we've got, you know, people that do the recruiting, and just a lot of smart people that have played the game for a long time that you know, make my life easier.
Yeah, I mean, I was going to say, it feels good. It's just not super helpful is the problem with that. Doing super important things real quick. And, oh my god, I just missed this guy. Also, I'd like to welcome my keyboard to the stream. He's a longtime listener and longtime reoccurring guest on this here channel. We consider him a VIP.
Dude, it's
I mean, you'd think I was using a typewriter.
Yeah, dude.
But you know, that's not really the case. Oh, I made the tunnel beautiful. Oh, Colal.
Good gnomes.
Good old Colal. This is going to be shocking, and I know you're not going to believe it, but there may also be people here who don't know who you are. And so I was just wondering if you could tell us who you are for those people that might not know.
Yeah. I'm Trout Jerky.
Holy shit,
on Twitch.
hold on. I just saw a group of BDA. Mind blowing. Yeah. Alright, sorry. You're Trout Jerky on Twitch. I didn't mean to interrupt you. I'm a douchebag. Continue.
I play Shaman, and I just joined AG. Like he was saying, there's some really good people in there, like Migs and Turnip. They're really welcoming. If you guys are looking for a guild, you should definitely look at AG. Shameless plug.
If I have any mods here, you can ban Sir Tolls for that anti-gnome comment. What about before AG, Colal? Were you in any guilds or anything before that? Or
there was a brief Nocturma spell 2 years ago.
I remember Nocturma.
I think I actually bought my epic off of AG 2 years ago. Funny
AG
enough.
confirmed the next TMO.
Right.
Selling epics.
But no, I've pretty much been solo. Just kind of do my own thing. But I decided I wanted to see a little bit of content, and you know, AG's been pretty good. Good people.
That's good. That's good. I don't know, Colal. What kind of from a member? We don't want Hollowlung to answer this question because we know he's just going to be super biased as a guild leader. But and since you know Hollowlung, just cover your ears so you don't hear anything. But have you raided with AG? Did you say that?
I have a little bit, yes.
How's that going?
I've kind of put it on hold because I want to hit 60, but I kind of like the whole recruitment process. It kind of gets you to know people, and it's been pretty chill. I mean, it's not bad at all.
So, all right. So I'd say, you know what? Probably holding off on raiding and focusing on leveling would be a greater help to the guild big picture wise, because you're just going to be more useful as a level 60. So I mean, I was going to try to talk shit about you being selfish, but I actually don't think that's selfish at all. I think that's really what everyone should do. I know a lot of raiding guilds are 50 plus or 55 plus, and realistically, even if the guild you're apping to is a 50 plus or 55 plus level to app at, you really should make leveling your top priority until you're level 60. Oh my god, somebody actually hit him. I was joking, guys. You didn't actually have to do anything to anybody for talking shit about gnomes. God damn it. God damn it. Can't trust anybody.
Speaking of gnome hate, I have a question for you.
What?
So you told me you were gonna ban me if I played a human. Anything.
That's accurate. That's very accurate.
And I need some reasoning for this.
Because humans are the worst fucking thing in the game. That's why. You play a human in real life. Why would you play one in EverQuest?
Come on, man. I'm a human monk.
That's okay. Human monk, best way to go. I have a thing against lizards. It started with when Kunar came out and all the Necros were like, oh, let's be lizards because regen and we like to min-max all the things because that's what we do. And it just made me want to put them all in a big room and set that room on fire. Same with shamans. I don't like Ixar shamans. I don't like Ixar necromancers. And I just have a lot of respect for people who roll human monks just because they're not taking the easy path.
So why can't I do a human necro?
Because that's stupid. And if you do a human necro, I'm going to call you stupid. And every time I see you, I'm going to turn you into a girl. An ugly girl. A dwarf girl. So that you have a beard and you can't do barrel rolls.
So what if I made a human enchanter? All right.
That would also be stupid. Why would you make a human anything other than a monk? Why?
Okay. Because I was thinking about making an enchanter and trying to solo to 60 with nothing but negative charisma gear on.
It sounds rough.
Right?
It sounds like you suffered a traumatic brain injury. Why would you do that to yourself?
I don't know. I just wanted to see what it's like.
It's hard. It's hard and it's frustrating.
A lot of dying involved, I imagine.
Oh, I can only assume that you hate yourself more than I do.
Murray's already got some gear that I can throw on.
Oh, Murray's a dirty sullen Zecker. We don't care what he thinks. Boom! Run by gnome.
Yeah, I got the human monk and the gnome necromancer. That's the way to go.
Gnome necromancer. Yeah, sorry, I was trying to put all those words together in my head, and I was struggling to do it because apparently I'm retarded tonight. Yeah, no, I think gnomes are the best everything. And honestly, my very first character wasn't a gnome. Oh my god, the rain everywhere I go. My very first character was an erudite on Valen Zek. Actually, my very first character was Wood Elf Warrior on some blue server, but I thought the camp button made you like set up a camp and not logged you out of the game. And so I hit camp, and then 30 seconds later I was out of the fucking game. And I forgot what server I had logged into. And back in the day, the servers were listed by population. And so I once again just clicked the top server on the list, and I quickly learned that they move. And so my warrior was lost forever at a time, and I still to this day have no idea what server he existed on. And then I made a human Shadow Knight, and I thought Holly Windstalker. I got to like level 3 or so. I went to the Quainos Hills, and Holly Windstalker wrecked. Shut up.
I say Quainos.
Oh, well then A+. You can say all the words you want. But look at this nerd. Dominator of Azure Guard. Who's that? Do we know him?
Dominator?
Dominator with 2 M's.
Good name. I'm not sure. It's got to be an old.
Alright, well, he's broken, so we're just going to fix him real quick. Boom, fixed. And, oh, goddamn Holly Windstalker beat my ass into the ground. And I went to get my corpse, and she did it again. And I started talking shit to her because I thought she was corpse camping me. And because I thought it was a player. I didn't realize it was NPC. And, because, again, I'm a dumb person. And, what? I'm a Feyrot, son. And, so I just re-rolled. I was like, screw this. Make a new character where people don't hate me. And I made an Erudite Mage. And I loved my Erudite Mage. And I leveled him up real super fast. I joined a guild on Valen Zek called Defiant. And we did big things until I got kicked out for telling an officer something along the lines of he can hang glide off my ball sack if he thought I was wrong. Because little did he know, I'm right nearly 87% of the time, and he was in fact wrong. But like most stupid assholes, he was blinded by a pair of titties and didn't know what the fuck he was doing or talking about and thought he was going to flex on me. So I told him what he could do with my ball sack. And,
Did he do it?
no, he got very upset and he kicked me out of the guild. And luckily I played on a PvP server, so I just joined a guild that was attacking them all the time so that I could attack them all the time.
I started on PvP server too. I played on the Ralazak on live, and the first guild I joined was I think it was Taiwanese guild called Pizza Formosa, and they were pretty hardcore. I think they ended up getting banned for all the crazy stuff they did.
I mean, I will say, you don't seem to have a Taiwanese accent at all.
No, I do not.
That must have taken
I
a
can
lot
hear
of
it a
work
little.
to get rid of.
They recruited me. I was actually a gnome mage at the time, and I was standing out front, upper guck, and their guild leader came walking by, and he's like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "Well, I want to get a dark elf mask," and he ended up camping it for me, and from then on, I was in the guild.
That's it. That's all it took, huh?
Yeah, he won me over with the dark elf mask.
Ralazak was actually the only other PvP server I respected.
It was pretty hardcore. I remember doing a lot of corpse runs.
Well, it was rough because it was, free-for-all, essentially. It was guild versus guild.
Yeah.
But, it was rough. Fucking, on the team servers, at least you had teams, Like, I could come to the server by myself, not know anybody, and there's still people that won't attack me because, A, they can't, and B, they might even be helpful because it's beneficial for the whole team to be strong and proficient and to lock down certain zones and areas for the team. Like, I never, to this day, I don't know my way through Guck because that was a darky zone. And I was not a darky, so I was not allowed in the darky zones. I would get my face smashed in every time. And,
This is like a race war server?
yeah, Valen
Okay.
and Talon were both race war servers. I was on Valen, and you had your humanoid people, your short races, your elven races, and your darkies.
Okay.
And, the darkies just had so many numbers because everyone wanted to be a dark elf or a fucking troll or an ogre and blah, blah, blah. And then Kunark came out, and everybody's like, Ixars! Guess what? They're also darkies. And so it made life so hard, so difficult to get around. Somehow the light races teamed together, and we were able to lock down Sebelis, which was a huge help in Kunark. But, I suck still to this day. I suck at Chardok and Charasis because they were the darky zones. But Sebelis and Karner's Castle I know like the back of my hand. Solby, know it like the back of my hand. Guck, I couldn't take you anywhere. I would be a horrible tour guide for Lower Guck.
That's my zone right there, dude.
What, Guck?
Yeah, Guck is so good, man.
Upper guck, lower guck, you name it, I could go through that place like the back of my hand.
I can get lucky sometimes. Like, I'll recognize certain spots and be like, oh, I know where I am, kind of. And I'll run through a corridor and hope I don't get jumped by spiders or some stupid shit. And sometimes I end up where I want to be, and sometimes I'm on a whole new adventure. But, yeah. I don't know. PvP stuff was fun. Like, I didn't even know there were non-PvP servers until the best of the best. When someone made a comment about a blue server, and I was like, what's a blue server? And, they're like, the non-PvP servers. And I was like, well, how do they play? Like, who determines who has a camp? And what determines, like, who kills what raid mob? And how do they do anything? And they're just like, oh, they wait in lines or have rotations or things and stuff. And it just seems so retarded to me. And bluebies are always like, oh, EQ PvP's not balanced, and it's the worst thing in the world because we're not all created equally, and blah, 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 blah.
You see I mean, anytime you Google like PvP server and like wizard, there's always somebody who's floating like way above them and nuking them out of nowhere. I remember having that happen to me hundreds of times.
Oh, dude, I couldn't even tell you
Good
how many
old Ice
times
Comet.
I got one-shotted by Ice Comet.
Mm-hmm.
Running around with my little caster like, do-do-do-do-do, life is good, do-do-do-do-do.
Splat.
Boom, you're dead.
Yeah, insta dead.
It's just like, oh, well, that was fun. Let's start over. Fuck it.
So, question for you.
Yeah.
The Sleeper's Tomb scenario, you know, I don't think I was here when... do you know who it was that eventually ended up killing Sleeper? Was it Inglourious Bastards, or who was it?
It was Rampage.
Rampage?
Yeah, Guild leader threw a temper tantrum.
If there's any plans, beans is, you know, we're kind of stuck in the content. We got one more patch that's going to come out, you know, and we're going to be set with this content indefinitely. Is there any chance that there ever will be a situation where at least the warders would be in rotation, giving more mobs for people to get after?
So here's the thing on that. I'm not a dev, so I can't really speak towards content without upsetting Nilbog.
Gotcha.
And Nilbog collects people's hands, and as I don't want mine chopped, I have to be super careful how I answer that. But what I will say is, it's definitely been talked about, and if it is something that we ever decide to do, it would be included with custom content, which I know there are devs who very, very much want to do custom content.
By custom content, what do you mean exactly?
Content that did not exist.
Okay.
Like, you know, content that's custom by us.
You're
gonna make a Game
just
of
to
Thrones?
spitball, just to spitball. Like, if we ever decided, like, hey, you know what we should do? There's epic weapons in the game. Maybe we should make some kind of epic armor thing. We could write our own quests for like an epic armor chest piece, or I don't know if we do a full suit, but whatever. You know, or if we wanted to make our own epic 2.0s, or if Nobog got super ambitious and wanted to make his own expansion more in line with what should have followed Velius instead of Lucklin, or if we wanted to make a giant epic quest to reset the warders and put the sleeper back, and so on and so on. That's all custom content stuff.
Gotcha.
And then there's also smaller things, like we could do our own custom AAs, or we could do something that if a guild could, like a guild quest maybe, that could open up a bunch of guild management tools to make guild leaders' lives
that'd be
easier.
awesome.
Yeah,
if I could build my own groups, like literally when I'm building, or you know, raids are starting, everybody's got looking for group up, I will build groups and, you know, leave it and then build another one so that you know, you have good group composition. Having something like that would be really handy. But again, it didn't come out until later, so it's kind of one of those things.
Right.
But
It would definitely, all that stuff. I mean, for custom content, literally everything is on the table. Because we can do whatever we want. I don't know if Green Server would come out before or after that. I have to imagine that, because I know Nobog's top priority is classic stuff, that he would want he would want Green out first, maybe. Again, I don't know. I'm just spitballing here. But like, if it was me, I'd want Green out first, because that way you still have a P99 server that is 100% classic, or as close to classic as we can get it, and then you can have the other server with custom content, which would be Blue.
Yeah, it makes sense.
And the reason we would do the custom shit on Blue is just because, I mean, hell, we spent 5 years in Kunark, you know?
That's a long time.
There's a lot of things about this server that will never be classic, just because, you know, it took time to get the expansions out. It took time to fix things after the expansions came out. There's
like, and I guess I don't know if you can answer this question either, but the new expansion, the last one that'll come out, it's like the final patch or whatever. Do we know anything about the weapons that drop in Sleeper's Tomb right now? Will there be the whatever the quest guy in Western Waste is he going to be around? So you turn into weapons.
I mean, I don't know.
I was just curious because like it's unclear when you get on the wiki. So
Well, we have nothing to do with the wiki. Like
Oh, okay.
that is staff has nothing
Seems
to do
like-
with that.
people change it when you know, because there's a
shit,
wiki,
how
so
cool.
they can update it. But you get legit info on there, and then people change it.
Yeah, that's the problem. I mean, if we had a wiki, it would only be limited to staff members.
Yeah, makes sense.
But I mean, for the most part, there is useful information on the wiki,
Oh, absolutely.
and yeah, nerds troll people with it and whatnot. But
Yeah, it's an inevitability.
yeah, internet. What can you do?
Mm-hmm.
Just
Can't fix it. Ugh. No monk. Oh, he's got a thing chasing him. That's gonna come after me at some point. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I used the wiki when I was a player, but I always, you know, kept in the back of my head that it may not be completely accurate. I absolutely love when people come at me being like, blah, 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 this is wrong. And I'm like, no, it's not. This is actually the way it's supposed to be, like this. And they're like, but the wiki! And it's just like, okay, we're done talking. Like, I can't fix you. I tried, but you can't fix stupid. That's the problem. And
So
there's a lot of it. Sorry, go ahead, Cole.
you don't know if there's gonna be the fist weapons for sleepers that you can.
I mean, if I did know, I couldn't answer it.
Damn, it's really unfortunate that you were smiling when you answered that.
I mean, get out of my room. I'm just saying that I know Nobog does not appreciate me talking about content things, so I can't answer content-related questions. I can only give
Gotcha.
my opinion or my things. If it's something I don't know shit about, and he knows he's never told me shit about, then I'll answer it all day because, I mean, if I'm right, I'm right, but that's just a guess. It's like Game of Thrones spoilers. I could theorize shit, and if I turn out to be right, you can't get mad at me. Like, I didn't
Yes, I
know. You shut up. You're a horrible human being. Absolutely horrible.
No. I also want to know if you got better at Quiplash.
Oh, dude, I actually stopped playing Quiplash because there was just nobody on my level. It was rough. I mean, winning got so old that I couldn't even enjoy it anymore.
Should do a P99 Quiplash edition.
Do you have any idea how god-awful that would be?
I think it'd
Like,
be very...
every other answer would be something that could get a Twitch stream banned. Every single one. They would. I don't know how familiar you are with this community, but
I
a
feel
lot
like
of
it'd
them
be
are
guild
not great.
jabs.
You feel like it would be what?
Like jabs against guilds or members.
Maybe, but I mean, do you read Rants and Flames?
I try not to.
No. I stay away from it.
It's probably for the best. Rants and Flames is just like a collection of autistic people, and if I wasn't a staff member,
It's a great description of it.
well, it is. And there's people who get so mad when you ban, like, the most autistic of the people in Rants and Flames. They're like, oh, it's not good anymore. You got rid of this person, and this guy over here, and blah, 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 this man. And it's like, they don't make it better. Rants and Flames exists so that we can have a quarantine for the retarded people so that they don't shit up all the subsections of the forum. I mean, that's, honest to God, the only reason it exists. And, I mean, people, anyone who tries to make a serious argument in Rants and Flames is just as retarded as the autists that post there regularly. Because you're never going to win in the court of Rants and Flames.
There's no talking sense into people in that channel.
Yeah, the moment you click, like, the moment you make your post, you've lost, because you've dropped down to that level of human being, and you're giving them what they want, which is some kind of reaction, either a post or something, but you're giving them a reaction, and you can make all the sense in the world, but they don't care. They're going to find the one thing that they can pick out of that multi-paragraph manifesto and try to shred you for it. Even if it's as simple as you type out a word on your phone, they're going to ignore every point you made and bash on you for that. And then when you redefend your point, they're just going to insult you and call you stupid. It's a waste of time. And I feel, part of me actually feels sorry for people that get their rocks off there, because there's got to be better ways to spend your time. There's got to be.
Like playing the game and enjoying it.
Just, I mean, shit, literally anything else. That's the other thing.
Yeah.
Most of the people who post on Rants and Flames don't even play the fucking game. They don't even play. They just stir up trouble. That's it.
It's a very juicy thread, though. Like,
your face is a juicy thread. How do you feel about that?
Especially when the ban action happens. That's when it gets juicy.
Oh God.
I kind of like looking at
the only time I've ever read it. Just to hear, their side of the story, because they're actually trying to make a point, but it's beside the point at that point because they're already banned.
I read it because I have to, because as a goddamn staff member, I need to know if people are breaking the few rules that we have. We don't have many, but there's a couple. There's just a couple. Don't say racist shit. Don't say homophobic shit. Don't bash staff members. Don't take real life shots at people. And I think that's it. I think those are the only 4 things. And you can literally do every other goddamn thing, and people still find ways to get themselves banned. I had to make a thread. Impressive. Fuck, 3 years ago? 5 years ago? I don't even know how many years ago. But years ago, I had to make a thread that essentially was like, don't do this. If you continue doing this, I'm going to start banning your game accounts. And what do people do? And it's sticky, so it's not like it's not at the top of the goddamn thing. But after, you ban a few people in game, or you ban their forum accounts, and then some time goes by and they're like, oh, it's fine, just do whatever again. And then they're shocked when they find themselves banned for doing the things that are listed as things that will get you banned.
Like making a human anything.
You're a special case. There's a whole different set of rules that you have to play by.
Why?
Why? Because you're a bad person. Because you're a bad person. You're not going to make a human.
The most agitating human character for me to make. That's what I'm making.
Probably a human bard, because I hate. Or a human ranger. Make a human ranger if you really want me to not like you. Rangers are the worst. Rangers are for people that really just fucking hate themselves. Bards aggravate me for a completely different reason. Bards.
That's right. You hate bards.
Bards aggravate me because they generate so many problems CSR wise. And
how so?
Usually swarm kiting entire zones.
Okay.
They love to do that shit, and then people get mad and people petition them, and a lot of bards suck at being bards, so they lose control of what they're doing, and then it trains every person in the zone. It ties up mobs for long periods of time. Instead of killing 5 or 6 at a time, you gotta kill 60, and then it slows down what would normally be like a flow of mobs repopping. That just doesn't happen anymore after a certain point, because they're all on the same timer. Sense. It's very aggravating. But that said, as a player, I always really wanted to be a bard. I just also really didn't want carpal tunnel. And so I got one to level 20 or so, and I was like, yeah, I'm not going to do this. This is way too much work.
I've always thought about making one, but I've heard of the whole carpal tunnel scenario. That does not sound like much fun.
Oh yeah, I mean, especially here, we don't have melody or anything. Like, you have to actually do that shit, unless you're cheating.
Good.
But I'm sure
you could just be like, most of the bards out there, where they just sit there with Mana Song playing in the group and don't do anything.
Oh, I hate useless people like that.
It's so frustrating.
I mean, don't get me wrong, I love Bard Mana Song.
That's good stuff, but they can mez, they can haste, they can do all kinds of stuff.
I shouldn't be doing more work than you as a bard. Like, if I'm a necro and you're a bard, I should not be doing more than you. You should be doing so much shit. I claim Carnor's Castle in the name of Sirken. It is mine now.
Some of like the better EXP I ever got on one of my alts was that there was a bard in the group and they'd just pull a whole bunch of mobs and then just run around in circles and everybody area affected down. Pretty impressive.
Oh yeah, I mean they're amazing power level. Bards are amazing. They can do so much shit. And anyone who's like bards ain't even all that great, that just means you've only ever played with shitty bards.
Yeah.
But if you ever get lucky enough to be in a group or a guild with a good bard, they're amazing. Like they can do fucking everything. Except
Yeah,
res.
they got a little bit of everything.
They can't res and they can't teleport, but they can do every other damn thing in the game.
They can teleport.
No, you shut up. I need a counter on how many times I tell Colal to shut up. I know it's bad when I actually start to feel bad about it.
Isn't there like something in Sev that drops that they can teleport though? Like Shadow Step?
Shadow Step's not teleporting. That's like Nightcrawlering around. Nightcrawler doesn't teleport.
Guild that like to just randomly hit me with Shadow Step. Duel to over their hammer. Next thing I know, I'm like halfway across the zone.
Shadow Step was a spell I used all the time in PvP. All the time. Just life cast Shadow Step over and over and over again.
It's pretty tricky. You don't know where you're going to land, though, so it can be problematic.
That don't matter. Get up to a high spot and just cast it. That's it. That's all you had to do. Try never to fight inside or in hallways. Hallways were not my friend.
Yeah. PvP back in the day in like lower Guck, I think it was the most PvP that I ever really did on that server. It being close quarters and mobs everywhere, it was always chaos.
Yeah. That's the only bad thing about PvP is that it does make just exploring the game on your first character and your first playthrough a tad bit more difficult.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I don't know, like, it sounds stupid and cheesy, but the first time I played EQ, like, I wanted to see EQ. I wanted to see all the world and the zones, and I wanted to know what was out there. And it's a lot harder to do when everything with a pulse is trying to kill you.
Yep. Well, it was like, I think it was 7 level difference or something like that, too. So, you know, your level 1, level 7 could kill you.
Shit, I think it was 8 on VZ and TZ.
Was it 8?
Yeah, on Ralos, I think they made it 4 at one point. I think after they
nerfed
it
got out of
item
control.
loot, they made it 4. Because they nerfed item loot on the team servers.
Yep.
But I think that's when they changed the level restriction on Ralos. What can you do? Nerds are gonna nerd.
Yep.
Colal, I have a question for you,
Mm-hmm.
sir. How
Shoot.
did you find... Oh, and Hollowlung, you should pay attention because you're getting these next. Colal, how did you find P99?
Pretty much used to play it a long time ago, and when I was discovering kind of Twitch, I rolled up there and saw a few people streaming and realized it wasn't the atrocity that is TLP. I don't know if TLP was back out then, but I downloaded and started playing, and really nice community. They helped me out right from the start, even when I wasn't streaming. So that's pretty much how I landed on it.
Okay. Did you play live?
I did.
Did you start pre-Kunark or in Kunark or Velius or Luckland? When did you start playing live?
I started in Velius.
Oh, so you didn't get to do Classic and Kunark until here?
I did. I don't know. Maybe it was Velius or Kunark, one or the other. I had a monk. I was a monk, and then I changed to Beast Lord when that came out.
Oh God, you're the worst.
Oh yeah, Ixar Beast Lord.
Just the absolute worst human being.
Look, I mean, what would you make if you came back and played? That's the question.
I would make a gnome necro every time. That's what I would. That's what I would make. That's the only thing worth playing.
Necromancer.
If I was Nilbog, I would disable every other class in the game. You would go raid TOV with like 80 necros. Make it happen. I don't care how.
What do I gotta do to get you playing a human bard?
Put a gun to my head, maybe. And even then, it's a maybe.
All right, we'll talk about that later.
Nope. We just talked about it. I'm not going to play a bard because I don't, like I said, don't want carpal tunnel. And I would just never play human. It's just, I don't know, it's just insanely boring to me to play a human.
Unless
I've
it's
been thinking
monk,
about gnome. Yeah, monk. Monk is acceptable.
I mean, if I could make an, oh my god, I played EQ2 for like 10 minutes because when it first launched, you could have any race class combo. And I always joked about being a gnome monk. And I was like, wait. You mean I can actually be one? And that sold me. That was it. I was like, I'm playing EQ2. Sorry, guys. But then I lost the novelty of it wore off. And so I went back to EverQuest, and I don't know. I feel like I only missed, you know what? I did miss a couple good games because I wasn't willing to leave EQ back in the day. But
yeah,
I feel like every game since then has just been garbage.
I know.
Yeah,
I can't get that satisfaction that I get every time I come back here, even when I take long breaks on this game. Like when I took a 2-year break.
it's that nostalgia factor. It's hard to beat, honestly. It reminds me of, you know, kind of being a kid and I don't know, playing with all of your friends, you know, your good buddies back in the day. At least for me, there's you know, 3 or 4 of us that all played at the same time, and the things that we would like accomplish together, and doing the 1, 2, 3 nuke as a bunch of gnome mages, you know, sending in the pets. It was good times.
Oh, mages.
Yeah, never make a mage again.
I mean, it was fun leveling up a mage on a PvP server back in '99 because no one really knew how to play, and
just send your pet on him with the root.
up to from like level 4 to like 39, that earth pet just wrecked people. And then, you know, once you got to 40, 50, people knew how to play, and so they'd have pumice to dispel your roots, and they'd fear your pet right away. And a lot of times it wasn't even worth having until the epic came. But until that happened, God, it was fun to play a mage on a PvP server.
Before they nerfed being able to charm people on the PvP server, it was brutal. Fighting against a chainer, they tash you, they charm you, they stick you on a bunch of mobs, and then wait till you get low, mez that mob, nuke you once, you're dead. You know.
They wrecked enchanters, though. They made it...
Oh, yeah.
They nerfed the good spells, and then pretty much everything that was MR based would get resisted every time.
I think the reason they did it was because people were charming people, and it was after they had taken people being able to loot items off of people off, and they would like charm them and fear them or something. They would die, and then you could loot them.
You used to be able to loot people when they gave you consent to drag their corpse.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's a lot of trust to give somebody.
I know.
That was good times. All right, well, Hollow, how did you find P99?
So actually, a buddy of mine was a roommate at the time, came across it, and you know, we'd played together way back in the day, and so he kind of, you know, let us know it was there. We all installed it, and then we kind of relived the you know, 3 guys gaming scenario in the same room, and like LAN party scenario, leveling
like
characters up. It was awesome. It made you feel like a kid again.
That's good. That was back in like what, 2012?
2000, yeah, 2012.
Nice. Very nice. Fucking.
Yep.
And then tell me a little bit about live. I know you said Ralo Sec, but did you jump in 99 or Kunark or Velius, or when did you get into live?
I started Classic, and I rolled all the way through to GOD expansion. When I quit, I had it was 80 Monk, 80 Necro, and 80 Enchanter, all Epic 1.5, I think. I played quite a bit. But it got to a point where it was just the expansions, at least for me anyway, they'd kind of lost their I don't know, feel to it.
Yeah, they really did.
They became stupid.
Yeah, just SS Raw. I can't remember what expansion is that. That was a really
That's
cool
Luckland.
expansion. Both snakes. Yeah,
Is it
Luckland.
Luckland?
It's Luckland.
Sure about that?
Yeah, I asked the dev. I asked one of the devs who worked on it, and he said Luckland.
I feel like this is a Sirken story that you just made up.
It's not. You can actually go watch it. It's on my YouTube from like February of 2014 or 15. It's Luckland.
All right, well, I call it Luckland too. I was just messing with you.
He says Quanos wrong, but I forgave him for that.
Quanos is how you say it. 100%.
I agree with you. 100% I agree with you. But he was all like, nah. And I was like, listen, nerd, you're wrong. You clearly don't know who I am. I'm telling you it's Quanos. And he just would not be sold.
I have a question for you.
All right.
So, favorite starting zone music?
Oh, shit. Rivervale.
Really?
Yeah, there's that building in the middle. Like, if you zone in from Misty instead of going left to the bank, there's that round circular building in the middle there. And that is just, like, the happiest, jolliest, like, little Hobbit music ever. I'm a big fan of that.
I always have music turned off nowadays. I'll have to go check that out.
Oh, I do
What about
too,
you, Hollow?
but...
Do you have one?
I don't. Not off the top of my head. It's been a long time since I've had music playing, or sound for that matter.
I love
Always got music playing.
watching streamers when they zone into like Lava Storm for the first time and
That's
the
where I'm
thunder
bound.
comes and just really wakes their ass up.
I bind in Lava Storm for that reason.
Because you hate yourself?
It's actually not a bad hub. Like I can gate and go to a 3D if it's open really quick and solo, or I can go to the rings and just dial-port really quick to get out of there. And plus, the chick at the rings will sell to me. Like it's not a bad hub for me.
I guess. I couldn't imagine being bound in Lava Storm.
I know it's a weird bind. It's I don't know why I ended up doing it. I think it's because I was doing it free, but like it's been pretty good. It's not too far from EC, you know. Can hammer off of the goblins that annoy me.
Oh, some dude in chat agrees and says Lava Storm is the best place to bind for an Ixar in Antonica. So you have one person on your side, Colal. Congrats.
He's a good guy. Good guy.
Oh, you can join his fan club. Who is this person? Moratiz, whatever your name is. You can. Oh, I have a thing for this. Boom, copy, boom. Guess what, Moratiz? You can go there. You can follow Colal and you can watch him gate to Lava Storm on his Necro all the time. See, I was ready.
I'm pretty sure he already watches me. I think.
Well, he should
name
get a
sounds
friend
really
to
familiar.
watch you too.
That's right.
Bring friends. Don't just come by
Everyone
yourself.
Bring their friends.
Nobody likes someone who comes by themselves. Stop being a peasant. So, Hollowlung, let's talk a little bit about Zorgard, because we really haven't done that. What kind of people are you looking to, we'll say, fill your ranks, and why would your guild be a good fit for people, or tell me things. Tell me why people should join a Zorgard, and tell me what kind of people your guild is looking for.
Yeah, we're a good group of people. For me anyway, it's not all about the loot. It's about the people that we get to spend time with on a daily basis. You know, join up and voice and BS and have a good time together. We do get some loot, but that's really what it comes down to. It's a good group of people, and if you're looking to, hang out with people that enjoy pulling off encounters together and just enjoying company, it's a good place for people to have.
Do you guys go for FFA targets at all?
Oh yeah. We typically do it. If we're gonna do it, we'll do it tactfully.
Right.
But yeah, we do.
I mean, if you're the top guild on the server, then obviously, you know, you can pick whatever you want.
Yeah.
But when you're not the top guild on the server, and you know there can only be one top guild at a time, every other guild is not going to be the top guild. You kind of gotta be smart about it. If you go for the you know the most sought after mob, you're going to see the biggest guilds, the best guilds. You're shooting yourself in the foot.
Yeah,
you got to
be wasting
strategic.
Your time is what you're doing.
Mm-hmm. I won't ask you for a list of things you target, but I mean, how hard in the paint do you guys go? Do you have bat phones? Do you give DKP? Do you have a loot council? How do you guys do loot?
For the most part, most loot is just DKP bids, but the loot council comes into play for certain epic items that are really hard to get, like the bard white scales and necro piece off the golems, and the really hard stuff. And that really comes down to the people that put in the effort to are worthy of being handed the things that are very hard to get in the game and have put in work.
There are some people, probably a lot of people, who are not a fan of loot councils, and I am of the opinion that if done correctly, loot council is absolutely the best way to do loot. Yeah. And by done correctly, I mean you're not just giving loot to your buddies, you're not just gearing out your alts and your officers alts, and you're giving the loot to the people that them having it will help the guild the most.
Honestly, there's quite a few factors that come into play. There's literally a list, like your how much DKP, your raid attendance, how far you are along on your epic at that point. Did you track for the mob that we ended up getting that got the epic piece? I mean, there's quite a few factors that come into play when we do the loot council scenario, and it really isn't that many items that are loot counciled at this point, but the epic ones are really what it comes down to.
Sure. And I mean, again, like, I'm actually a fan of loot council because all the reasons I just said. If I have a warrior in my guild who is our guild's main tank, and he's active and he's at most of the raids and he's the guy we rely on, I want him to have his epic first. I want him to have the upgrades that will make him a better tank first. It's stupid to try and gear up all of your warriors equally at the same time. Like, that's not a good way to do it. You gear up the first one, you gear up the second one, and now you got 2 fucking awesome tanks ready to go.
Yeah. You need those people that are going to show up so that you can actually win the encounter, so that you can get more stuff. I mean, it's got to be done gradually.
Right. Someone who's been in the guild for 4 years, but only shows up to raid once every month or two. It's like, I'm glad you've been here for 4 years, and you're probably a great guy, but giving you this item is not going to help the guild.
No, unfortunately,
and
it wouldn't.
Like, some people, they don't like that because, it has a negative effect on them. But those people are selfish assholes, and I don't feel bad for them.
Yeah, I mean, you got to look at the overall, guild status when you're giving away stuff like that. The people that, have put in the work and done their time and, like I say, tracked the mob, made it happen, basically,
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I like that. I have a link. I'm going to put it in chat. If any of you are looking for a guild and you think Azure Guard might be the guild for you, that's the link to their website. You can go there. You can apply today. You can fill out all the things. You can do things. I don't know if I asked you this, but do you guys bat phone targets?
Oh, yeah.
You do?
We bat phone targets. We've got, our own Discord channel. It's used as well for bat phoning scenarios. If people don't want to have, like, a Twitter account or something like that, then they can just have, Discord on their phone.
I hear that. I think it's good for people to have more than one bat phone. Like, don't use more than one actively, but to have a second bat phone in place just in case there's a problem.
Yeah.
Like, I know people have had problems with Twitter accounts. I know that sometimes Discord, I use Discord for P99 staff shit all the time, but it's not super reliable. Like, there are times where Discord just shits the bed and servers are unavailable, messages don't go through, fucking people in certain regions, their connection drops completely. And Discord can be a giant pain in the butt sometimes.
It'll just randomly go out. So
Or you get the robot voice.
oh yeah.
We also have Instagram and Snapchat for AG, so
Hot.
that's pretty juicy.
Oh shit. All right, so I'll fire this one at Colal first, and then I'll give you a crack at it afterwards, Hollow. But for people who may be lurking in chat or watching it later, and they're just one of those nerds who are like, "Oh my god, what is this? Holy shit, people still play EverQuest? Oh my god." What's the draw of P99? Why should they play on P99 to get their EQ fix in your wonderful opinion?
Well, for starters, Freeport looks like Freeport. I mean, that's kind of like the biggest thing for me. But no, it's a pretty solid community. I mean, there's some toxic levels around like any MMO, but for the most part, if you're new, there's a lot of help out there, and it truly feels classic. The TLP, I played the TLP. It's just not the same. So I really think that if you're looking for something that's like a classic, this is the closest you're going to get to it, and it's got a great community.
So you mentioned a thing that triggered a thought in my brain. There's a lot of people who, when they find this place and they go to the forum or they're on the P99 Reddit and they're asking questions, one of the big concerns they have and questions they ask is the not max level population / community, and will they be able to find groups, or will they be forced to solo, or whatever. I know that you have leveled up characters. How would you say the low to mid level experience is? Why are you calling my phone? Goddamn nerd pal, leave me alone.
I'd say it's good. I mean, you know, there's Crush Run groups, there's Mistmore groups, there's Unrest groups, there's all of the hot spots. And if you don't feel like going to those places, you can go to other places. There's guilds for everybody. Everyone has different play styles. And, you know, if you're looking for hard mode, there's even ALS, you know. They do their thing, which is unique. I mean, it's just, there's a lot of variety. And,
yeah, there's options.
Group, yeah, you can do whatever you want on this server, you know. So I really think it's a really good server, and I'm glad that it's around.
I feel like telling people they can do whatever they want is super misleading.
I mean, they can, as long as you don't want to. No, never mind. I'm gonna keep my mouth shut. But,
well, I mean, like, you can't do whatever you want. If you train people, or if you grief people,
well, right.
or if you try
to
RMT, we're gonna get you.
But as far as like leveling and grouping, you're gonna find a lot of good people, and mostly chill people. If you ever want to raid, it might get a little more heated, but at the end of the day, I think everyone tries to get along a little bit, except for a few.
I think you're right. I think a lot of people definitely do try. I think some people should try harder, but we won't get into that tonight. But yeah, I don't know. I tell people that there's definitely a what's a good word? Robust. There is a robust low to mid-level population, especially in some of the zones that, like the ones you mentioned, Crushbone, Mistmore, Unrest, Soul B.
Right.
You're
and if you don't like doing that, you can go to other places in solo too. Like, there's so many options, you know.
Yeah, that's when I was playing back in the day. Like, I had a solo class, and so if I wanted to solo, I had that option. But if I wanted to group, I really never had a problem finding people. Sometimes I'd have assholes who didn't want my class because they're used to bad, lazy necros, and they don't understand how great a necro can be in a group. But the people were there. They just didn't want me because they were stupid.
Yeah, I think what people need to realize about this compared to like TLP live servers is, like, on TLP live servers, I'm pretty sure this is the way it works, but you get so much more XP if you're in a full group over there. Like, they don't even kind of You can solo, but soloing on TLP I think is bad XP. If someone in chat can correct me if I'm wrong, but they like want you to group, and not everybody wants to group. I get that. So
Well, the social element of EQ was one of the biggest things about EQ. I mean, that's what kept people logging in. It wasn't like, oh my god, I can't wait to grind stupid mobs and dreadlands for 6 hours today. It's gonna be so good. Like, nobody does that, but you're wondering what your pals are doing, what your buddies are getting into, and you log in to hang out with your peoples. That's where a lot of the fun comes from. You meet new people, you see people that you hate, you see people that you don't hate, and
general sense of accomplishment when you get something done on P99. Whereas I feel like on TLP, like it's instance, right? So I mean, like, where's the WoW factor on some of these raids where they can just farm it constantly without competing? Like, that's not EQ. That is not EQ at all.
no.
Let me put you on the spot, Sirken.
Go for it.
When do you think we might see another one of them fun, fancy GM events?
Oh man,
Ooh.
I don't even know.
That's something you can control. I do believe, right?
It's definitely something that I have.
The power to do.
So I don't have the power that former staff members like Uthgard, for example, had. Uthgard went crazy, and the powers that be, the management, if you will, they split all that up so that no one person could ever be that powerful again.
Gotcha.
And so there's things he was able to do on the fly that I'm not able to do.
What about the one I'm thinking of was I think it was 2 years ago, the Halloween event that happened. Do you remember that?
I sure do.
Is that something you are able to do at this point?
A lot of that was done by Bracknar, actually.
Okay.
He put a lot of time and work into that, and I know other people help, and I don't want to start naming people because I know I'll leave some out and then I'll feel like an asshole. But there's a bunch of people that had a hand in that, and it actually kind of sucked for us because
sure was a lot of work.
First one in Elfay was completely broken. It did not work. That encounter did not work the way it was supposed to work at all. And then the second one, which I want to say was in one of the Karanas, some bard came and messed it up for everybody. So, Good job, bards.
Human bard?
I don't know.
It had to have been.
Probably. I mean, that sounds like the type of person who would screw it up. And people don't read either. You guys have no idea how hard it is to make books in EQ. To make, like, the actual, like, book and put the words on the pages and whatnot. Like,
sure.
That was a giant pain in the ass. And people weren't reading them. It was very frustrating. And
yeah, I kind of missed out on that one. Like, I was in the group with Nimsy at the time, and they had bard speed. I got left behind, and I never did end up completing it. I was just curious if that was ever going to happen again, because I think it would have been fun. And I think at this point, the way the server is, that end mob where everybody was going to team up and try and take it down at the same time, I think something like that could probably work the way the server is right now. Yeah,
I'm definitely not going to say no. Like, there's no rule or thing in place saying no more events. It's rough.
It's a lot of work.
There's tons of things like work. I guess work's the wrong word, but there's a lot of shit on all of our plates. Speaking of, if you think you'd be a good guide, you should go to www.project1999.com and scroll down to guide applications and fill one out today, because we're super slow at getting back to people. Do not expect a quick reply at all. Just fill it out and forget about it. But we do scroll through those from time to time. And
put me in, coach.
I mean, you got to put yourself in. But
is it like a situation where you can't play on the server in order to be a guide?
Guides can play.
Okay.
GMs can't play.
Really?
So I can't play because I'm a GM. Rogan and Nilbog can't play because they're GM and management. But like Bracknar can play, Landris can play, Menden can play, and Dacus and Calvanus can play. All those guys can play because they're still guides. We love them, but as guides or senior guides, they just don't have nearly as much access that I have in game. And if I was to play, even if I was completely like legit and was able to separate the two things, there's no way on earth if I was a player that I would believe it was legit. Like if I found out what guild the GM was in, every time his guild killed a raid mob, I'd be like, well, of course they did. He has the timers. Yeah. And I mean, it's like,
I can see where that gets shady.
He dropped a Vulak robe. Of course he did. The GM's guild killed it that time. Like it would just invite so much tinfoil and accusations and bullshit that it's just easier to not allow it. And so I knew going in what I was signing up for. And honestly, like I also knew like when they asked me if I wanted to be a GM that I was done playing. Like I was in a raiding guild and it went from being lots of fun and playing all the time to just logging in for bat phones and then just logging in for bat phones of mobs that I actually cared about and then barely logging in for anything, stopped caring about my raid attendance and DKP, and it just like I got to a point where I just knew I was done, and so that was that. So it wasn't really hard for me to give up playing.
It's a shame. I'd like to do it with you.
No, you wouldn't. I'm a bastard of a player. I'm one of those cocky, egotistical gnomes that think they know all the things. Let's see. Oh, Hollowlung.
Sir?
I know I just went over this for a good long while with Colal, but I didn't get to fire it at you. Do you have any other reasons or opinions in your own mind that would be something that would draw people into P99 or that you think is something that makes P99 special or unique in the world of EverQuesting?
I think really what it comes down for me is the nostalgia factor. It's like being a kid again when you're playing. When you really get zoned in while you're playing the game, it takes you back. And the fact that you got a bunch of good people you're hanging out with at the same time just makes it all that much better.
I mean, we scratched that itch.
Yep.
Yeah, that's true. There's something about camping
Community is
for
really what it comes down to.
Well, that's A+. That's A+. And, So, Hollow, do you have a favorite zone?
I would say Lower Guck is my favorite zone.
God,
to
you're
be
the
honest,
worst.
I spent so much time in there. Man, on my Necro, I pretty much leveled on the frenzied spawn from I think it was 52 to like 57. Boy, did I get a lot of FBSSs.
Yeah.
Guck is pretty good.
Yeah, Lower Guck or Sabalis. I've always been a frog aficionado.
I think part of the reason I was so poor, like, pre-50 is because I didn't ever hunt in Guck. Like, pre-Cunard...
Those things sold for, like, 8K or something plat back in the day.
SMRs, FBSSs, like, those things were money back then. But
I remember there used to be a cleric that would hang out in Lower Guck and he would sell reses for 100 plat a piece, and he bought his epic as opposed to doing it just by resing people in Lower Guck for like a month.
And that's not bad. That's not a bad plan. I would get bored though, just sitting there waiting for people to die.
No, he would camp Magi, and then he would res everybody who died, and in Lower Guck, you die a lot, so,
Yeah, you aren't wrong. You're not wrong. Colal, favorite zone?
Man, it's gonna be an odd one, but it just brings back the most, like, nostalgia memories, kind of like he's saying. I like Blackborough, man.
Oh, you get Sirken point for that.
I
Give yourself a
love
Sirken
some
point.
black, bro. Something about hitting them knolls, hearing that sound. It just, I
Hmm.
remember being in the lobby for such a long time, and something about that zone. I don't know what it is. Amphibi Darkpaw and Quanos Hills, or Quanos.
North
No, it's just in
Quanos.
Quanos. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh man, just
Oh,
and that
Blackborough was my
starter
first
music
EQ
was good.
dungeon.
Yeah,
It was the
that was
first
mine
little
too.
dungeon I ever went to. Fucking.
I also like Everfrost Peaks. I feel like it's a really underrated zone, just like the whole idea of it. But I don't know. That's just me.
I used to be so proud of myself for knowing my way through that zone. Back in the day before maps were everywhere and I just knew by sight how to get through it. I was so proud of myself. And then maps became a thing and nobody cared that I knew how to get around. It was expected.
Maps killed it so much, man.
Maps made the world seem a lot smaller. Maps ruin everything. No game should have maps, actually.
In live, they ended up like making it so you could hit like the M button or whatever, and it'd just bring up the map of the zone as you were in it.
Backspace.
Yeah, is that what it was?
Yep. I can still bring up maps. I don't, well, for newbie zones, if I bring up a map in, say, Plane of Sky, it's just empty. But, yeah, I don't know. I hated maps. Even in other games, I hate maps. They just make the world feel smaller. Like, the first time I saw a map of Ocean of Tears, it broke my heart. Like, I used to think that zone was just so big and just went on forever. And that there were endless possibilities. And that's not the case at all. Ocean of Tears is a big fucking rectangle, and that's it. That's all there is to it. Boat takes a path through the middle of the rectangle. It's like North Dakota. It's very boring.
When you jump off the boat and you start running through the water, it seems never ending.
That's true. Like when you're going to Faye.
Yeah.
Oh man.
That's Timorius Deep, right?
Oh yeah, never mind. But still, I still feel the same way about both of those zones.
Oh, I used to be a pirate in Ocean of Tears back on live before. Maybe it was early in Kunark. It was either early in Kunark or right at the end of Classic. But my mage would have those leverings, and I'd either get a sour or use my J boots, and you could go faster than the boat went. And people who were on the boat couldn't cast spells. And so I would just basically start nuking them from the side of the boat. And then they would have to either jump off and try to fight me or sit there and take it. And 9 times out of 10, they would just die. And I'd take their precious treasures and I would run away. Off.
That's mean, man. It's mean.
It was good. I felt like a pirate. It was real good.
I bet you roleplayed too.
Oh, I wish I would have. I could have had. Me back then was way more serious and stupid about things. Like me now, I just have fun with things. I don't give any shits what people think about me, and so and when you don't care what people think about you, it frees you up to have a lot more fun and just be goofy and not give a shit if people think you're retarded. Because I know people think I'm retarded. I know this. But it doesn't bother me. I think it's funny. And I try to have a good time with it.
I think you're A+.
Oh, that's the best thing you could have ever said. Now I feel bad for telling you shut up so many times.
I was just about to say. After all the times he said that shit.
Alright, so we still got some time left. How do you feel about Hollowlung? We're just gonna direct this one at you, because you got way more experience, I feel, than Colal. But Colal, if you have thoughts or opinions, feel free to just interrupt and throw them in. Basically, I'm inviting you to join the conversation.
Thanks, man. That means a lot.
You're welcome. Otherwise, I just have you on stream to sit there and do nothing. But let's talk about the raid scene as a whole. How do you feel about it?
It feels lopsided at times. Obviously, you know, like you say, there's always the number one guild on the server that if you try and contest, a lot of times you're pretty much wasting your time. Although there is the opposite spectrum of that, I guess, in the sense that when you do win the encounter, you get that sense of satisfaction out of it.
accomplishment and victory.
Yeah, you pulled something off that not everybody's doing. But I enjoy the competition, honestly. If I had the will to sock stuff for hours on end, I think we'd pull off a lot more of the North TOV action. But it's just kind of one of those things you gotta pretty much weigh your encounters. Is it going to be worth going there, parking there? If it pops, can you pull it within 30 seconds?
Right. Excuse me. Live pulls are definitely more challenging than any other system.
Yeah, coordinating of polls, though, I really enjoy that aspect of the rating on this server. The coordination of polls, in fact, is kind of one of the main things that I do in the guild, is, assigning people what it is they're going to be doing on the poll and teaching people how to do the polls. It's a really cool aspect of this game. The whole, training mobs from north to west and every aspect of the polls, I always enjoyed in this game.
So,
Yeah.
another question. Earthquakes. Since, I believe, October, maybe November. I don't remember which. One of those months for sure, though. The Lady Angel Nilbog came down from the heavens and blessed everybody with 2 earthquakes a month, guaranteed.
Loving it.
Yeah, I was going to say,
fun.
Is that helping things? Is that shaking it
absolutely.
up? Like,
yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people that are getting loot that wouldn't end up getting loot, and it's kind of cool because you gotta have eyes everywhere to see, who's going where and what's the best bet, things like that.
I like it. I mean, I don't think I've heard anybody complain about the earthquakes, and I still ask the question just because. But yeah, I feel it's good, and I also feel that just the fact that everything is popping at the same time, instead of having it spread out on a normal cycle. With a normal cycle, guilds can move from target to target to target.
Yep.
But with the earthquakes, I mean, shit. If I could, if it was me, if like me and Nilbog had a Freaky Friday moment where we changed bodies, and I could be him for a day, one of the first things, it's fine. One of the first things I would do is replace the regular cycles with just earthquakes. Like there would just be one earthquake every week, and that would be cool. The cycle. Because then you really couldn't poop sock it unless you're willing to poop sock 24/7. And hell, we'll even make it have a chance to skip a week.
Everything gets killed in that one day too. It's always impressive how fast everything goes down. I mean, that earthquake hits and people are scrambling. It's chaos. It's cool.
Oh, shit dies fast, yeah. But I mean, it also helps when you have, 6 or 7 raid-capable guilds all splitting off to do things in different parts of the world.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Fucking, that's, yeah, I mean, I like earthquakes also because it really, really forces guilds to prioritize their targets. Yep. They need to know what they're going for. They need to know, if they're the top guild, you need to know what top mobs you're going for. If you're not the top guild, if you're, a second or third or fourth or fifth or even sixth guild, you figure out, okay, oh, fuck, I forgot to turn on fly mode. You need to figure out, like, okay, well, if this guild goes for this and these guys will probably do this, that means we can, either have a free shot at such and such or maybe just go up against one guild on our same kind of tier level. And, I don't know, I think it makes it a lot more fun. And especially when like, there's a very realistic chance that you're going to get the mob, but there's someone on your level competing with you.
Yeah.
Then if you lose, I feel losing's not as bad if you lose to someone that's kind of on equal footing as you are.
Absolutely. I mean, and when you're saying grats, you actually mean it.
Oh, sure.
It's like you guys out hustled us. Respect.
Right. I mean, I don't know. I think I know we mentioned this a bit earlier, but I think EQ is a super rewarding game in that area because it's not just handing out loot. You don't just get to show up, hit the free loot button, and collect your pixels. And
No, you got to work for it. My dream item I finally just got recently, and
what
as a
was it?
human, having the crown of the Cromzet Kings, True
Oh.
Sight, and the AC on it.
Yeah, I was there when you got that.
I was, I went all in, everything that I've made for the last 2 years or whatever, and ended up with it. But pretty awesome feeling to, finally one the winning of the KT kill, and two to finally get that piece of armor. It's a huge upgrade. I was wearing the Crown of King Tranix from level 2. Not level 2, but you know what I mean.
No, I know what you mean. It's been a minute.
Yeah. It's with monks, weapon-wise too, it's one of those situations where, if you have buddies who are playing the game, you end up with a staff of shielding at a low level, and then you pretty much have that until maybe you get a Scepter of Mastery, but after that, getting those high-end weapons, very few and far between, it seems like, drop-wise, so when somebody actually does get something like that, it's a huge up for them.
I mean, upgrades feel good in this game.
Yeah, you have to work for it. It's not getting handed to you.
Right. And I don't know, people, it sucks when you're in the process of trying to get an item and you're camping a camp and you got to kill the thing a bajillion and a half times. But that moment when you finally kill it and you look down and see the item you've been waiting for just ready to be plucked off that loot table.
Yep.
That feels so goddamn good.
Like Zalgaz?
Way better than Zalgaz.
Do you remember? I think I've got 130 hours on him easily.
Oh, Zalgaz hates you.
So does King and Seb.
Oh, I was lurking on your stream the other night. I like to lurk on streams. Yeah. What I don't like is that you have a habit of just ending stream 5 minutes after I show up. I'm like, oh, Kalal's streaming. What I mean to say is, Colal is streaming at twitch.tv/troutjerky87. And we're going to conveniently put a link in chat for that.
That's a good link, guys. You should click it, and there's a follow button. It's really going to help you out.
Follow Colal. If you follow Colal, fungi tunics will literally fall out of the sky the next time you log into P99. It's a bug that we're working on, and it'll probably be fixed in the next patch, but I strongly suggest you do those things and see if one falls out of the sky for you. Alright, moving on. That's not bullshit. That's all accurate information. Alright. I did my raid scene thing. Do you have anything else you want to say about the raid scene before we move on past that?
Not really. I mean, I enjoy the fact that, regardless of, the size of your guild on this server, we're not a small guild, but we're not huge. That there are other guilds on the server that are cool, and they're willing to team up for large encounters and things like that. And so even the smaller guilds have a shot at the big stuff. And when you accomplish that as a team with another guild, there's a fun factor to that, and a camaraderie that is really nice.
Are you guys? I mean, how often do you guys team up with other people? Because I know you don't need to for most things.
Certain things we'll team with, PS for Ring Wars and Statue and AO Dub type stuff.
If guild leaders are listening and they wanted to team up with AG for something, are you the person that they talk to?
Yeah, myself or the officers. I mean, it pretty much, send a message to one of the officers or myself, and I can't imagine it being turned down very often. Just because it's good.
Like my guild of just me, I need help.
Yeah, okay, maybe not. I wouldn't go that far.
I'm in a guild called Sirken is the best, and we usually bring one person to raids.
And I get 1 to 2 loots.
I deserve it.
Put in work.
You don't even know. I work harder than 40 people.
Do you?
I deserve an equal share of the pixels, if not a greater share of the pixels.
We'll go ahead and get you on the DKP board.
I need it so bad. Would it be a problem if I am also on other guilds' DKP boards?
Yes.
Because
We're selfish.
I like to whore myself around and get as many pixels as absolutely possible. These Epic 2.0s don't pay for themselves. I need the combined DKP of multiple guilds to get them. Oh, what is this? No, I'm not dealing with that. Alright, well then, do you guys, either of you swell individuals, do you have any questions for me?
I think I asked the ones that I've been curious about for a while. I'd love to see some warders, but I know that's not your department. And the GM event thing sounds like it's quite a bit of work, but at some point I'd love to see something like that again because it was awesome.
The other problem with a GM event is for the more complex ones like the Halloween event, it requires patches. It requires a patch for the changes to go in. And
yeah, so unlikely to see one of those previous to the patch that's coming.
We haven't had a patch in a long time. I don't want to fire shots, but it's been a long fucking time. Bit. And I know there's a ton of things that are going to be in this next patch. And ton of things that will make players happy, ton of things that are going to make staff members and devs happy. There's just a ton of things.
Beast Lords?
No. Don't make me start telling you to shut up again. I thought we got off on a nice... We put that behind us, and now we're moving forward as friends. I gave you a Sirken point. You're going to make me take your Sirken point away.
Hey, I've got plenty of Sirken points stacked up from 2016.
I will dock you Sirken points. I can do it. I giveth and I taketh. I will take the Sirken points.
You'll come around.
Maybe. If you get 50 Sirken points, I'll come to your birthday. I'll do a puppet show. It'll be a lot of fun. A little creepy, but still fun.
A little creepy, I was going to say.
It's fine. Don't worry about it. It's fine. I bring my own puppets. I have them in a little box. It's fine.
I did receive a question from somebody, not in Twitch chat, but they wanted to know if you ever thought about doing an auction hunters type thing with items on banned accounts.
Like where like selling banned stuff?
Well, where they go into the, he's saying it's like when they go into the old, what is it, those storage bins?
Yeah, no, I'm familiar with the concept. I don't think we would ever do that because we spent a lot of time in each expansion. And so when we ban someone who has a shit ton of things, we are pulling all those items out of circulation, out of the economy. And all that does is it makes some items, especially items that don't drop anymore, it makes them a lot more rare. And a lot of these items should be way more rare than they are on P99 because on live you didn't have people fucking just max farming Kunark for 5 years. Same with live, same with Velius now. I mean, August will be 3 years of Velius. And so I know Nilbog had an idea. I don't know if I can talk about it. I might have talked about it in the past. I don't know. Nilbog had an idea of something fun to do with people who do get banned, involving NPCs and East Commons and whatnot.
Ooh.
But I don't think we would ever redistribute items from banned accounts. So that's a thing. Do you have any other questions? Hold on. Hey, chat room, if you have questions, at SirkenP99 and your question, it'll make it red on my screen and I'll see it. And I will get to all your questions real soon. I just want to make sure these guys don't have any more for me. We'll do a speed round. It'll be a lot of fun. But yeah. Do you guys have any other questions for me?
What's the rarest item on the server?
No mask, maybe?
Yeah, that's got to be it.
How much do you think those are worth?
Oh my god, they might be actually priceless. I don't even know if the people who have them would be willing to sell them.
Right?
I want to say there's 3.
3?
I could be wrong. There could be 1 or 2 that maybe I'm just not thinking of because the people don't really play anymore. but I want to say there's 3.
Isn't the fungi staff or whatever from King 2 before it got nerfed? Those things
But people,
are
that's super
really
rare,
awesome.
but I want to say there's like 6 to 10 of those on the server. There's more of those than there are no masks for sure.
No
And
masks are cool.
the fungi staffs have been sold. Like I've seen those get sold, and they sell. You're not going to get one for less than 1 million plat.
It's crazy.
I'm pretty sure I saw one go for 5 million plat a couple years ago, a few years ago, maybe now. But they can get sold. The no masks, I don't know anyone who's willing to sell that no mask unless they're about to RMT off the server. All right, speed round questions. At Sirken P99, put them in there. Olaris, hi Olaris. Oh, hi everybody in chat. I know I've been super bad with paying attention to you this evening. I suck at that. I admit it. It's just something I'm bad at. But hi everybody. Thanks for hanging out. I'm hoping you've had a lot of fun. Casino for banned items, random 1 in 25,000. No. Someone sold items, blah blah blah. Sirken, where's my 2-year coin? Mendon, has it been 2 years already? I'm gonna look into that. I haven't updated coins in a minute. Business says, where's Discord server? Business, I'll tell you that as soon as we have news on that server, it will be posted. I know there's at least one staff member who still, last time it was brought up, said that he wanted to do it or had plans to do it or whatever. Just been super busy. Legate wants to know, why don't I ever equip different weapons? Why would I equip different weapons?
Say those are awesome.
These are my weapons, and I'm very protective of them. Sirken, what's your favorite fast food burger? Oh shit. Oof. If we're talking chains, oh man, I really don't like fast food burgers. But there's this little grease shop called Byron's, and they make amazing burgers. I will say, though, I'm a much bigger fan of the Italian beef sandwich, and the one at Charcoal Delights is my absolute favorite at the moment. Dagmore or Less says, ask Hollowlung who his favorite dwarf cleric is.
Dagmore. Definitely.
Did you guys nerf the ability for bards to solo Clandakar and Santalak? I sure hope so. Pazoi says only one smolder on the server. Octowisp says no mask would be 10 mil if they'd be willing to sell them. Mendon is trolling me. PP Danny Bear. 3 not on banned accounts. Pre-nerf fungi staffs. I feel like there's more than 3. I feel like there's people who quit with them. I'll give 4K for a no mask. Good luck. How much an SOD costs? I don't know. You should ask Kegulus. Fishing pole thief. I know, but we caught him on fraps. Authorities are on their way. Pazoi wants to know, will my Vulak dagger ever be updated to proper timeline like the Garns is? If it happened before Lucklin, it should be. ZK wants to say things. That's not... maybe it's a question. He ended it with a question mark. I messaged you about that map thing that reads logs. You told me it was okay. Is that still correct? If you are using a thing that only is reading logs, like a log parser or a damage parser or shit like that, I'm told it is fine. But it still makes you bad. You're still a bad player and you should feel bad. You shouldn't need any of those programs.
Damn.
Yeah, I said it. If you're using a map thing or Gina or any of those things, you're bad. Because all of those things can be solved by just paying more attention.
I don't pay attention.
I
just
know.
Make people ask me for buffs. It works out great.
We unicorn us and play in Sky. Here's the thing. I'll go back there. But, I did a thing. But, zone airplane. The thing is, I don't like to do like individual race things. I like to do the AE effect. Because, I can do everybody at once. And not have to do each single person at a time. That takes too long. My time is valuable. And also, if I do the AE thing, you can click it off if you don't want it. Whereas if I was to just to go turn everyone into unicorns, they couldn't turn it off. They'd have to either zone or log out of the game. And I don't want to inconvenience people. If I turn everyone into a gnome, like I'm about to do right now, actually. Boom, 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 boom. Let's target myself. Boom, 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 boom. Oh my god, I missed 2 nerds. If I was to do something like that, boom, everyone's in, except this one stupid Ixar. Maybe he clicked it off. We'll just pretend. But if they don't like it, they can just click it off, and they're not stuck with it. And so it makes me feel like I'm not doing anything super intrusive to the players or their game experience, because not everybody wants to be turned into a thing.
I want to be turned into Tenair.
Shut up.
Please?
Nope, shut up. You're awesome, the staff is awesome, and the server is awesome. Been playing since 2010. Don't want anything, just saying thank you. Jason from Earth, you're my new favorite person. I love people that don't want things. Eyes in the Dark says, what's up, Eyes in the Dark? If you hate maps, do you despise the show Dora the Explorer? Yes, probably I do. EQ equals 95%, sitting, 5% action. Every time I join an EQ stream, the tune is sitting. That's pretty accurate, actually. Who is your favorite P99 streamer? Oh, man. I've had a few over the years, actually. I really, the first, favorite P99 streamer I had was Tiggles, actually. I thought Tiggles was super entertaining. And obviously right now my favorite P99 streamer is Colal. He's just the absolute best thing that Twitch has ever had. And
you said it.
Yeah, of course. You can go right there to that link and you can follow him and you can share the experience that I've grown to know and love. 2 other streamers that I really enjoy watching are obviously Burrito, and I like AC Gamer a lot. I think his Twitch name is AC Gamer YouTube. He changed it. It used to be something else. But I like both of them a lot. And I like Flats a lot too, but he's Australian.
I know another one you're missing.
Do you?
Rob Wiz TV.
You know, I hear good things about Rob Wiz, and I've seen his stream a couple of times, but a lot of times when I'm on Twitch, he's not streaming. And by the time he is, I'm already somewhere else. And so I miss him a lot. But you're not wrong. I do hear a lot of good things about Rob Wiz. And I could say the same thing about Octowisp, actually. I hear good things about Octo.
Octo's good.
But I miss his streams a lot because when I click to find a stream, he's not already going. And if I happen to click on a stream and I enjoy it, I usually click on streams where I recognize or enjoy the person. I don't then leave. I kind of just stay there until they finish or host somebody else. But I've definitely heard good things about Octowisp and Rob Wiz. And obviously Kalal's the best. And I also like Burrito and AC Gamer a lot. You should check all of them out. If you're streaming P99, there's a good chance I like your stream. But actually stream. Don't just fucking sit there and make me feel like I'm spying on you in your basement, through your window. Entertain me. Dance for me. If you like gnomes so much, why'd you make Sirken a dark elf? I made Sirken a dark elf because when I made Sirken the first time back on the other Emu server that I was GMing, I had played a gnome and I was super active as a player, and I didn't want to make my GM person practically a carbon copy cutout of my player character. And so I just made a dark elf and I pulled a name from a stupid little story, and I just combined the first and last name of 2 characters in the story, and boom, Sirken Alante. And that's how that happened. That's just the last name of another character from the same thing. I just took one dude's first name and another dude's last name, and I merged them together into its own thing. And so then when I came to P99, I did just make a carbon cutout of the Sirken character from the old server that I was on. He has the same gear. The only thing he doesn't have the same is the weapon, because when I got here, I learned quickly that Rogan was running around with the sword that Sirken used to carry. So I got some other weapons. And boom, Sirken. Why'd you have to cut me deep with the... Oh, man. I'm so sorry, 24K Shadow Knight. You have no idea how bad I feel about that. I had two options for that statue. I could either reset the zone, which would 100% reset the FTE and everything else, or... Because I went to where he was, and he was stuck in the wall next to an NPC named Tuak. Tuuak. And so, split-second decision was get him out of the wall as fast as possible, and hopefully the puller is not out of range, and so he'll just continue on the same course he was on. But that wasn't the case, and when I pulled him out of the wall, I have to imagine the puller kept running, or else he would have got killed by a train of mobs. And he ran out of range, and that was all she wrote. But I really do absolutely feel horrible for that, and thanks for bringing it up.
It's pretty funny though.
Go to hell. Why always a gnome? Why not AE, halfling, or rogues? Because ogres. Because halflings are horrible and ogres are gross.
What?
Yeah.
Wait, okay, halflings are good. You don't like ogres at all?
Not really. I like the little like jig they do where they scratch their butts and do their little like dance thing.
Yeah.
I get a kick out of that. But I'm not a super big fan of them.
Who is the best FD animation?
Shit. I don't know. We're just gonna say gnomes. Gnomes are the best everything.
Wow.
Gotta agree with you on that one.
Thanks for getting the rotted corpse like every time. Yeah, that's not a problem. If corpses rot, petition in game, and we will summon them to East Commons, and we will move your character to East Commons. And I even try to loot them sometimes. If I happen to be in East Commons and I see that there's only 24 or less hours on a corpse before it rots again, a lot of times I will just go ahead and loot that corpse. Lols wants to know, when is Red Discord server coming out? I feel like we answered that already, but basically whenever it comes out, and when we have news on it, I'm sure Rogan will post some shit about it. Sirken is streaming. I thought he was found in his closet in a position described as the David Carradine, with a note that said he didn't buy me the Bloomin' Onion he promised me. So here's the thing. First of all, people buy me Bloomin' Onions. That's how that works. I don't buy them for other people. Second of all, I'm actually like the third or fourth Sirken. Just as staff members get promoted, we don't let them keep their same GM tune. It's like, oh, you want to be a GM? Okay, here's the login credentials for the Sirken account. Boom, you are now Sirken. And that's how that works. Easy deezy, I'll never tell you. Dagmore or less says, is there any chance we will see the Zem zones being changed in the future? Shake up leveling path, blah, blah, blah. Dolner is great. Tower of Frozen Shadow is my favorite zone. I'm a big fan of dungeon crawl zones. And other than like Befallen, Tower of Frozen Shadow, you really kind of Ninjina, but not really. But I love Tower of Frozen Shadow. And I would love to see the Zems get moved around. But that's a content thing, and so really that's up to the Lady Angel Nilbog. I have no control over that. What's the next server, Mr. Smiles asks. Another thing I have no control over. Those are all three good options. I've heard that Discord will be next, but personally I don't care about Discord, so I don't know. I would love to see a Teams PvP server. I would absolutely love to see that. And I think Green would be really good too, because when P99 first launched, there was a lot less people than there are now. And so there's a lot of people that completely miss the opportunity to do classic and classic. If you like Gnome so much, how about Gnome, Shadow Knights, and Pallies? I'm with you, but not classic. You changed a friend of mine's name in the middle of pulling, and it made him feel, real sad. I don't care. Your friend should have had a better name. Thanks for getting one of the big AA cucks to disband their guild. Lots of entertainment was had on RNF forums. We appreciate it. You weren't here when I called RNF a bunch of autistic retards. I think AA gets a bad rap. I think that they just went back and forth so many times that they were unable to work things out. But the truth of it is, every one of those suspensions against both of those guilds could have been avoided. Leadership of both guilds got to a point where they were unable to just work with each other about anything. And so things came to Sirken court. And I had tried so desperately hard to show them it was not in their best interest for things to come to Sirken court. But here we are. Is there a Chardock 2.0 bear swimming pool in the GM zone? I cannot confirm or deny that Chardock 2.0 may be ready and just waiting to be patched. Trout Jerky says, I've been loving G and Seb this whole time. Oh, that's horrible. Is that true, Colal?
No, you go back there. You want to see?
Oh, I really hope that's not true. I'm going to die a little on the inside if that's the case.
To be fair, I'm only looking for a C or a king, but I mean...
Alright, well that's why nobody wants you. You're being picky.
I have to be picky.
Do you?
I mean, do I really want anything else from the other camps?
Don't you want XP?
I can solo, so, I mean...
Well, you're not. You're just sitting there not gaining XP. How do you expect to help your guild without leveling? Hollow, I think you should dock him. 12%.
Minus 50 DKP.
12% or 50, whatever's higher.
Alright, well, the joke's on him, because I don't even have that much.
Joke's on you. Negative. You owe the guild DKP now.
They'll work it off.
Yep. I'll work it on. They're gonna make me track Woshi.
Oh god.
That's not hard. Just zone into Awakening Lands and see if you die.
I know, that's the punishment.
What are your thoughts on farm guilds, poop stocking at models like Golems and Magi? I think farm crews are ridiculous. Obviously, if they're arm-teen, I think that's fucking awful. But for the ones who are just legit doing it, I mean, if you don't like them doing it, go there and take the mob from them. I can't tell people not to camp a mob. But I've also seen, like, this isn't epic mobs on lockdown. Like, I've seen that during 2011, 2012, maybe early 2013 or most of 2013. Like, TMO was a guild that had mobs on lockdown. And if you were going to get an epic, most of the time it was because you were either in that guild or you were going to buy an MQ from that guild. And that was fucking horrible. Now at least guilds can go in there and do things. But nothing's going to get handed to you, and you shouldn't expect mobs to just be left up for you. I think the Magi shit is ridiculous, but I mean, it is what it is. If you want it, go get it. Make it a priority to go and get it. Yeah. Is there a leaderboard on who closes the most petitions? Kind of, actually. I mean, I could do a forum search based on subsection and name, and so I could search how many like posts I've made in the Resolve petition forum. I could do it on Brackner, I could do it on Mendon or Landris or whoever. But I mean, I have over 15,000 posts, and I guarantee you more than half of those are petition replies over the last 6.5 years. Can you unban some nerd from the forums? Nope, go to hell. Senya says, can you show us a cat room, please? Nope, cat rooms are secret places. Alaris says, can't wait until they revert point blank AE limits, blah blah blah. Go to hell. Octo says he'll group with Colal anytime. Look at that. It's a
Octo's
connection.
good people, man.
You guys can touch butts later when no one's looking.
I
Lols.
mean, they can look.
Go ahead, Lols. No, Colal, you shut up. Lols. The other people here are Colal, who is Trout Jerky 87. I don't know if you know this, but he streams, and you can follow his stream by going to that link and clicking the follow button, and you won't miss any of his things. The other nerd talking is the guild leader of Azure Guard. He's a wonderful person. His name's Hollowlung. He just yesterday rescued a baby kitten from a tree and gave it back to its terrified owner.
You get bonus DKP for that.
You just see it. I mean, some people would call it corruption, but I call that's DKP well earned. PP Danny Bear says he should be at Guild Raid. Hollowlung.
I made a promise.
I am at the raid right now.
Oh, Colal.
You're talking about me.
You're not going to pay off your DKP debt by sitting on your ass at the Seb entrance. Chop chop.
I mean, sitting at Seb entrance is so peaceful, though.
Also, PP Danny Bear says that as a shaman, you can solo the HS entrance for better XP. He didn't even say entrance. I added that all on my own.
I don't like that entrance. I'm gonna just tell you right now.
You know what? Go to hell. Nobody likes the Seb entrance either.
Look, people don't know how to drag and do other things in that zone.
You don't know how to drag.
Entire basement. Of course I don't. I'm a shaman.
Fine. Eldraken says Red Jams had a ton of my cash-in items when he got banned. I wasn't active at the time, but I am now. How do I go about getting his stuff back, or am I SOL? You are so incredibly SOL. That's not a thing we do. When somebody gets banned, everything on that account gets banned with it. So don't borrow stuff to people who are likely to get banned. This other nerd says, on live I got in trouble with the GM who used some ability to throw me against the wall and make my room shake. Can you do that? If you mean like earthquake shakes, Rogan can do that. If you mean just throw a nerd against the wall, I can do that like that. The way I just booted Colal.
Wow.
Do it again too.
Look, man.
What?
I'm gonna live with you right now. There was some bets going on earlier that a quake would happen during your stream.
Well, that would be horrible.
That would be amazing.
That'd be horrible, because then I'd have to stop what I'm doing and actually pay attention to shit. You heard it here. Sirken is DKP with AG. I'm working on it. I don't know if I do it for sure or not, but I'm definitely working on it. Ideally, I'd like to get DKP with everybody, because DKP in multiple guilds is like having currency in multiple countries. I can spend wherever I go. Whatever happened to the streamer that ate rice cakes all the time? Scroll up to Eldraken's message, and that's the answer to your question. You gonna do so reset? Nope, I don't have any control over that. Boom, boom, boom! I think we're all caught up. A+. On that fine note, I think we're done here. Colal, do you... Oh, shit.
Yep. Do I shit?
Hold on.
Sometimes.
Yeah. Boom, boom, boom. So, Colal, do you have anything to say to these fucking people?
No, just play nice in the raids, guys. Let's try to respect each other and make Sirken's job easier. I'm definitely not trying to get brownie points with him or anything, but you know, happy Sirken, happy life.
I like that message. Everybody likes a happy Sirken. And Hollowlung. Oh, also, Colal, even though I verbally abuse you and tell you to shut up all the time, I love you, and I thank you very much for coming on stream this evening. Oh, shit. I made it ugly. Hold on. I can fix it. Boom. Boom. Fixed it. All right. Yeah, thanks for coming on. I hope you had a good time. Hollowlung.
It's a pleasure.
I threw your guild thing up on the thing, but do you have any closing words or any final AG plugs or anything of that nature or sort?
Yeah, if you're looking for a good guild to join with good people, throw an app into Azure Guard.
I second that. It's good people.
It is good people. They are currently recruiting... Wait, what is this? You're currently recruiting 6 druids? How does that work?
It's a bold new strategy for playing.
I've never seen that before. It's always like high, low, medium, closed. You have actual numbers next to classes.
Mm-hmm.
Is that like current applicants, or is that like how many spots you're looking to fill? Or is that
That's
just
how
like
many spots we're
random
willing
dice
to
rolls?
take.
Oh, so if 12 rogues from this chat room go apply to your guild right
Yep.
now, that would be closed. No
We'll
more
take 'em.
rogues.
Yep.
But not 13. That's where you draw the line.
12 is where we draw the line.
Well, there's limited seating, folks. If you want to get in this guild, you need to get your ass to this website here, which I am blocking because I'm horrible. God damn, your things are in all the wrong spots. But it's azureguard.guildlaunch.com. I'm going to put a link in chat because people don't read words and type them. They just like to click things. Go there. I'm going to do it twice because I'm serious. Go there. And see if you can do things for the first time. Maybe you've never raided before, and you're like, I want to learn how to raid, and I want to have fun doing it. Guess what? This could be the guild for you. So you click on that link. Not you, lulz. Everybody else, but not you. And you fill out an application, and hopefully you're not one of the people who only have 6 openings, because like I said, there's very limited seating on this bus.
Yeah, gotta get in while you can.
Gotta get in. Once it's closed, it's closed. That site gave me a virus. Oh shit, that's A+. Hello. Thank you very much for coming on the stream this evening.
Yeah, my pleasure.
I hope you had a good time, and I hope all good things. I'm willing you all the goodness.
I appreciate that.
Good. I'm glad it's appreciated. Let's go here. All right, nerds. I'm gonna put you two on hold for a minute, and then I'm gonna have private time with the chat room. I'm gonna whisper sweet nothings into their ear, and then I'll come back to you. So don't get upset or jealous.
Roger that.
A+. Hi, chat room. It's me. It's me. And actually, you know, let's pull this back up because that feels weird and wrong and uncomfortable. And let's click this little click here. Actually, let's not click this little click yet, because now I can have some private time and you won't see what I'm doing over on the other side of things. Boom. Boom, boom, boom. Boom. Oh my god, we're doing so many things. And now we can bring the little box back because I'm done with that. A+. Guys, thanks for hanging out. And I hope you all have a great rest of your Monday night. If you missed things, or if you'd like to watch previous streams or listen or, you know, things, it's great background noise if you're at work or school or driving or pooping. You can go to youtube.com/SirkenP99. It's got every stream I've ever done ever. I'm pretty sure this is like the 84th Monday night. We do this every Monday night at 9 p.m. Sometimes we do it from hidden locations, and you know, you gotta find the secret map with clues, and it will lead you to the secret stream channel where I may or may not be secretly streaming. So be on the lookout for that. Ask your friends. They might know things you don't know. Offer them blooming onions. Hope you all have a wonderful night. I appreciate the shit out of you guys, and I will talk to you soon. Maybe. Sooner if you're bad, but actually it's probably better if I don't ever talk to any of you. Whatever. Have a good Monday night, everyone. Bye. Oh my god, guys, we're having the same stupid technical difficulties. There we go. Maybe. God damn it. There we go. Bye. Nope. I clicked the wrong one. I have a new one. That's what we wanted. Alright. Bye.